GM fan, we are live with Valley Vibes Podcast where we're going to talk about NFTs, Solana, Ordinals, all the good things that's going on in this world. We have things like Play the Heist. We have things going on with Oogie. They're finally hitting the news, and lots of more other topics. Solo investor Zircon is here as well as myself, where we talk about the value, the drama, and the vibes. What's going on, Zerka? How's it going down there in your area?
Everything's good, Phil. Not much going on right now on NFTs. After the Monkey DAO mint, there were a couple of mints. I hope that maybe one of them will succeed. All of them were pretty average. Not gonna lie, they tried their best, but no one really hit the market as expected. A couple of really bad projects. There was one called Wreck Chickens. I think that's the one that I actually
Oh,
made profits out of it. You made profits out of it, but I flipped it. Uh, but yeah, no, not much going on in NFTs right now. We have a lot of teasers, though. We have some things to talk about Oogie. We have some debate around Play the Heist and Gen 3. And we have a couple of things to talk. So we'll see. We'll see how the week was going.
Soul Investor, what's up, man? How's it going down in your area? Is it hot? Is it sexy?
It's actually cold, but I like it
It's
cold.
cold.
I like it cold. Yeah, it's been cold here. But I like it cold because it's easier to sleep at night.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Uh,
It probably keeps your hands warm for those thumbs able to trade on Solana, right?
dude, I've actually been buying NFTs again. I think it's the first time I've been buying NFTs. I think it's been about 1.5 months since I actually started properly buying NFTs. So yeah, I'm back in. I'm catching the step, man. Catching the dip.
Nice. So we definitely have some things to talk about. I think the first thing that we should bring up is Oogie. Our good buds from Oogie, they're coming back. They've some things are going on. No one really knows. I mean, Zircon, have you seen the news here? I'm gonna pull it up real quick.
Yeah, I saw the announcement. It's something related to what we talked when we saw the roadmap. That we talked about something gold, something going on that might be related to an airdrop, and we actually hit that one. It's I think it's gonna be an airdrop of kind of a gold bar or something like that. Seems pretty interesting. I want to see for what's the purpose of this airdrop because I don't think it's just an airdrop to make some money for the holders. I think it's gonna be useful for something. Ooze has been useful on their ecosystem already, so we have some things to talk about there. And yeah, I want to see what these gold bars are. I want to see how they are gonna deploy them for the holders. Probably they're gonna use the snapshot mechanism as always. Oogie has been working really hard on the listings with the 101 airdrop, with the Ooze airdrop. So probably it's going to be related with that one. And I want to see how they're going to be used in this burning mechanism they have already used for the Ooze to reveal them and to get the blasters. So I want to see how they build it.
Yeah, I'm kind of confused with this one part of the news. It says like one wallet swept 591 Oogie NFT ooze within 1.52 to 12.99 soul range. They said it could be an exploit. Trying to figure out what happened. Then it says Sunday just got a lot more interesting, and then they threw up some stuff here and there. And then next thing you know, like what you said, let's gamify the whole damn thing. Spice Vessels coming this Thursday. So, so basically, this is an airdrop from what it looks like,
Yeah.
or something like that. Man, I could not figure that out, and I think you figured it out in some way, but still kind of unconfirmed, right?
Yeah, it's not confirmed. It's all speculation.
I'll speculate. There you have it, folks. We have Oogie right now, finally throwing its thing out there. I mean, if you look at Ooze and you look, maybe we can look at Oogie and see where Oogie is at. They were at the red for a moment, but we'll see how this has actually played out ever since this thing. Oh wow, they got a little jump going on. 7 day, 19% to which is just a small little move. But overall, I mean, Soul Investor, what do you have to say about this whole thing? Is this looking like this might be coming out something big?
Phil, one thing before some investor says anything, you are looking at the graph of ABC. I don't know why. If you
Where?
check
Yeah, he's
on the
looking at
graph,
Luffy.
no, but if you check on the graph on the screen, it says ABC abracadabra / soul,
Oh yeah.
and it's a graph
Oh
for
yeah.
ABC. I don't know.
Why
I
does
don't
it
know
say so?
why.
Yeah, let
I
me
realized because I saw the price and it says 18. I was, but Ugi's not 18. What I'm looking at right now?
um, let me try
You know
to
what,
quickly change that.
Phil? Use Sniper. They have the
Hold on, let me
best platform.
bring it. All right, here we are. We're at Oogie right now. Boom. Here we go. At 7.20 went from
There we go.
5.40 to 7.20. Soul Investor says use Sniper. The only thing is I don't know how to use Sniper, so it'll probably take me a little longer to use it. But Sniper is great. I would have to say that. But go
Yeah,
ahead,
I've been
Soul
using
Investor.
it. I've been using Sniper more recently. I don't think this team gets the credit it deserves. I think these guys, the builders, they created the best and the most seamless reveal system. Um, they put a lot of effort in the art. They have over $1 million in the bank. I don't personally know how I feel about another airdrop because I'm not too into their ecosystem, and I think it's well known by now. I'm not the biggest fan of airdrops because I feel like
Yeah.
it just dilutes the supply. However, like I said, I don't think this team gets the credit it deserves, and yeah, hopefully they can make a comeback. The community is still pretty active, so let's see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I would have like just like what you said. I would have said like their whole intro into the space was insane. They threw out
Mm.
that crazy teaser video in the beginning. Then they had a lot of hype at like one of the Bears of the Bears, which was crazy. And after the main thing was when they had that whole like new reveal system, and then it kind of just like went kind of sideways after the whole like developer issue whatnot. But it seems like people have finally forgot about that, and like they're finally coming back to the building mode, and people are realizing it, and Justin and the guys are finally definitely getting some eyeballs back at it again. So pretty cool thing for these guys. Now we have other things as well. We have SMB Gen 3. Also, finally, they came out with some reviews. Have you guys seen the new reviews, the new art behind Gen 3?
Mm-hmm. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Something about SMB, it's really weird. But even with the Gen 3, I'm looking at it, and this is the only collection in Solana that when I look at it, I'm like, I kind of want traits that somewhat represent me. I don't know why I feel that way when I look at SMB, but that's how I'm feeling about it. Haven't really picked one up yet. Just waiting for things to settle down. But yeah, I really like them. I think they're cool.
We have a good friend Sve who basically says SMB wrecked. I think what he means, Zerka, do you know what he means by that? Because I think I know what he
Yeah.
means. Yeah.
Crashed.
Okay. Well, so
I
what
disagree.
happens, Zircon? What happens, Zircon? What we'll go to you first, and then we'll hit up Soul
Yeah,
Investor.
let's go circle. Curious.
Yeah, what happened is that Phil was right. Nah, just kidding. But behind the scenes, before the reveal, Phil said to me, "I'm gonna try to sell quickly my barrel because I think they're gonna drop." He didn't explain why, but he said I'm expecting a 15 to 25 gap on the price a few days after the reveal. I was like, "No, Phil, that's not gonna happen." And now we're sitting at 22. It's like, oh my god, it's happening again. Phil was right. But yeah, I don't know what's going on. Probably it's more related to just people listing and trying to swap and pick the SMB they like, and maybe that's the reason for the listings. There's a lot of people just playing the reroll with the barrels, and maybe that's also helping for the drop. But I'm not quite sure. I think around 20, it's a really, really good entry for SMB. Well, we don't have to forget this is a really solid DAO one of the OG DAOs on Solana, and they have a lot of connections, and they can make you money without considering the NFT. You can get whitelist, you can get pre-sales, you can get airdrops. There's a lot of things you can get out of holding an SMB that I've seen on the past. So you can actually make it worth more than the actual 20 Sol that is sitting right now if you are active on the Solana ecosystem. If you're not doing anything, probably you're not gonna recover your money unless you flip the actual NFT. But I've seen it already, and they have a lot of potential. So I see more of an entry than a crash here.
Yeah. Now, with that said, I mean, Soul Investor, you got some things in your head that you want to just definitely throw out there. We're gonna get to you in just a sec. I just want to say the reason why I said that was because I just thought of dilution. Because you have a bunch of new monkeys coming in. You have a lot of new different art that are gonna be put up as PFP. So on the Twitter PFP world, when you see many monkeys, then your monkey doesn't seem very special after all.
Special.
So that was the one thing, and I was just thinking, okay, this is basically what's going on right now, and I felt like a lot of people were gonna feel the same way, and it kind of hit that. Now I'm not saying the project is gonna go sideways or anything, because I still have my monkey. I've been wearing that thing forever, but what I'm saying is that's why I felt like the price market was going to be at that point. It seems like things are restructuring right now, but we're definitely in a new world. We have how many monkeys now, Zircon? There's like 15,000 now altogether.
Yeah, it's gonna be with the SMBs. It's gonna be 20 between Gen 2 and Gen 3. 20K monkeys.
Yeah. Now, what I don't know is if Gen 3 is different from Gen 2. Right now, there's no kind of alpha behind that if it really is dilution. I don't know, but
Yeah, I've already been reading a lot around that, and basically what's stated at this point right now, that doesn't mean it's gonna change. It's not gonna change, because I've seen Simon and a couple of the guys from SMB talking about they want to do their best for their holders. Right now, SMB's Gen 3 don't have DAO votes, which I think it's bad. That's the benefit of holding a Gen 2, and Gen 2 will have extra privileges in terms of alpha and whitelist and pre-sales. So if you have a Gen 2, you will have less stacked or contested whitelist spots and stuff, other than Gen 3 and DAO votes. For now, they're arguing, there's a discussion there where they want Gen 2 to have voting and Gen 3 to have voting, but Gen 2 to have like a much higher, let's say 2 votes against 1. So all the monkeys have power on the DAO, but Gen 2 are special. That's the thing they're discussing right now. If they want to just don't give DAO benefits in that aspect to Gen 3, or if they're gonna give them, but there's gonna still be the majority of the voting for Gen 2. That's the argument going on right now.
And special mints, because I always go in there and look at the mints every so often for Gen 2. But Soul Investor, you've been holding on. Bring out that fury, bring in that fire. We're waiting. What's going on?
Oh, dude, there's a lot of points dropped. I actually disagree with this one in specific. Most people don't care about voting rights. Maybe the average person doesn't care about voting rights, but if you're a whale, you definitely care. And when something controversial comes up, oh, you care. If you have like 10,000, 20,000 soul on in monkeys, you care where the project is headed. So yeah, that's what I'll say about that. I agree. Phil, I'm actually proud. You're actually thinking like a trader. Normally, you're a buy and hold guy. This time, you thought like a trader. You made what? You sold that probably 40 sold if you sold the barrels. I think it's
It
a
was
huge revenue in
36.
total. Yeah, fair
Yeah, it
enough.
was 36, yeah.
36. And now you can buy a Gen 3 basically for free if you want.
So what happened there was like I finally flipped it, and I was like, all right, what am I gonna do now? I got some tire pilots, and then that whole announcement came. I think I lost about like 0.30 soul on each one of them after I saw that tire
Mhm.
pilot announcement. I was like, this is horrible. and then I went straight to Cleanosaurus with my other soul
Nice.
because I sold some Oogies, so now I have a second Clano. But now I wish I had my Oogies because but it's not like I hate this trading thing because like I usually just buy and hold. I'm trying to try it out, but yeah. So go ahead.
No, I think buying and holding is really good for a bull market. I don't think it's great for a bear market.
Yeah,
'Cause
you're
price
right. You're right.
rebounds a lot.
Not for this. Not for NFTs. If you're a collector, then yeah, like I usually collect. So that's. But yeah,
Yeah, that's fair.
you're
That's
right
fair.
on that because there's been most of them have gone to like zero. But
Yeah, no, but look, I'm concerned about the whole dilution thing. It's why I haven't bought into it yet. I'm going to wait for it to crash, and then maybe before the bull market, I'll buy into Gen 3s. Here's my thing. Supply is 15K for the SMB Gen 3s. It's 5K for the OG SMB. So 20K in total. The ecosystem isn't big enough to hold that sort of supply right now. And that's my concern. When the bull market comes back, if SMB is over 100, let's say it's over 150. Sorry, if Gen 2 is over 150 sold and Gen 3 is below 15, for example, then it's a no-brainer, right? Because people come back, they'll see people like So Big Brain rocking an SMB, and they'll be like, holy shit, like, I want to be in the same community as people like So Big Brain. And then they'll buy into that. So that's really how I'm thinking about this. Another thing that I'm also considering is I did a rough calculation on how much they've earned from the point where they announced that a Gen 3 will be coming, then how much they earn from mints, and we're talking about, sorry, how much they earn from royalties when they announced Gen 3 was coming out, how much they earn from the mint, how much they earn from
yeah,
royalties from the barrels and from Gen 3. I put all of those earnings together and it comes out to about $3 million.
Yeah.
So now you have these guys stacked with cash. They have $3 million. You can say it's a no utility play, which it kind of is. But if they start adding some sort of brandability to this and increase the sort of the networking that that the SMB community already has by throwing more events, etc., etc., I can see this doing well if it falls below 15 and the bull run comes back. So sort of how I'm thinking about it. When I say this does not mean I'm going to buy if it hits 15 or if it hits below 15, but at around that point, that's when I'm going to start paying close attention and just seeing what the market is looking like.
interesting points by Soul Investor throwing out those hot peppers. While he threw them out, I tweeted out something basically saying that the one trait I wish they didn't bring back was those taco hats because I truly hate them. I think it's I blame those
actually
like. Do you agree?
no, I was gonna say I don't care about it, but one thing I know about those hats is Lieutenant Lollipop and his
That's why I
love
hate it.
of he loves sweeping those hats. So it's the smartest play to just buy one from the floor because eventually Lollipop is gonna sweep them all to like 40. So he always does that with the taco hats on collections. So I I already
Is
said if
Lollipop
you see
still relevant?
I don't know
I
if
know
he's
he's still
relevant, but he's
sweeping, but
money.
is he still relevant? He does have a lot of money, that is true.
As long as he has money, he's gonna keep sweeping these things.
Yeah, I mean, he was relevant for a while. He was the bandito down, and this now you probably see the background why I hate those hats because he created this thing. These freaking dudes would like burn all these Gen 2 monkeys, like they would start a war, and like they would like burn them and throw them away from the collection. I thought it was like the dumbest thing. I hated it every time I saw it. And then obviously Lollipop was Lollipop, became Lollipop, and I just didn't like the whole background behind it. So it left a stain on the taco hats for sure. But there you go. We have that. Now, the one question I have for each of you, it's a really important question because these two things are like the two collections that are kind of like, like really bringing it out there. is would you prefer right now, if you were to buy one, the Heist or SMB Gen 3? Both at the same price right now. Soul Investor, you first.
Huh. Interesting. I wouldn't buy either, but if you put a gun to my head, probably SMB Gen 3, simply because the heist is already pumped. With SMB Gen 3, if they release some sort of announcement, I can see SMB Gen 3 going to maybe close to 30 Sol. Maybe it hits 30 Sol. So that's where I would go for SMB Gen 3, but that's only if you put a gun to my head.
Zircon, what do you say?
Right now, with how it's everything, I would say yes, Gen 3, just because we don't have much info on the heist season 2. But I think you can actually make, but it depends. But if the heist drops the actual benefits for holders, it might be a play to actually buy one the heist. But I don't know what's the benefit of having one right now for season 2. I know you can. I know you get guaranteed mint, so you're gonna be able to mint one on the guaranteed whitelist. But I don't know what else. What extra benefits are you gonna get from that? So I would say yeah, Gen 3 for now.
Well, I mean, I would say the Heist short term. Maybe for like the next month, I think maybe the hype's probably gonna die down a little bit as the usually games tend to just level down after being played for so long. You have like Halo, you have like Black Ops, Call of Duty, all kind of just like levels down. I think SMB Gen 3 long term, I think it'll probably do a little bit better.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
there's my opinion on that. So now we also have other things as well. I mean, we've been talking about the monkeys for quite a while, but we also have some things that Soul Investor pretty much would, I would say, probably get a little boner off trading. All right. So we have a couple of things here and there. We have a bunch of reds. We have some greens, things that we kind of like just picked down the favorites. One thing I actually didn't add was what's that one called? I forgot what's it called. Soul Investor, the one that you actually from the tile guy. He had 101 tiles. He built this
Cyber
Oh,
NFT
John.
project. What was it?
Cosmic Cape Crusaders?
Cosmic, yeah.
Cosmic Crusaders.
That needs to be added here. I had to redo my wallet because I don't know why they removed the favorites. But yeah, overall, I mean, we have a lot of things right now in the red. I think it's because Solana went up to $22, which is quite insane. I mean, $22. I wouldn't think this would come, but Soul Investor, what do you think about this whole thing that's going on right now with $22 going up and then NFTs kind of like going down? Is it relatable? Are they kind of how would I say connected?
Oh, definitely, and we see this all the time. It's interesting because they are a few plays. I heard that Tensor may release their PFP collection after about 3-4 weeks, so that might bring some volume back. But there are a couple of plays I'm currently looking at. So I'm currently looking at Nekazuma. I managed to pick one up at like 4 Sol. So I'm going to pick up some more between 3 to 4 if it does hit that. I know they have an event with DGods sometime this month. I heard Snooze say that in Oh, did it bump? No, it didn't. Yeah, so I picked one up at like 4 Sol. Someone accepted an offer, so lucky me. But I'm picking up more between 3 to 4. And like I said, they have a real life event with DGods coming up this month, so I do expect a little bit of a pump off that. Nikazuma's the first one. I'll be reducing my average on Alpha Pharaohs after 2 weeks, so sort of approaching the end of the month, because I think their rebranding starts next month. The only problem is that these guys just kept delaying stuff, so I hope they don't delay the updates for next month. But dude, I'm down pretty bad on this actually, which it's fine. I'll just reduce my average.
Yeah.
This is another one that I'm buying into. And lastly, Cyber Samurai.
Oh, that was
So yeah, I've already started entering it actually. I'm actually entering it sub 3, including royalties. So basically getting it for about 2.5, 2.6. It might drop to 2, who knows? That would be a fantastic entry. So they have an upcoming collection as well. There's really not much info on it, if any. So we're not seeing any massive pump from them, but their founder Sheikh, he bought a Boogles, so he's networking on that end. He's working for Tensor as well. So I can see this guy's definitely building the right connections here, and I think when he starts
oh
advertising
damn.
the upcoming project, I think it'll pump pretty hard.
So he's
Yeah,
part of the Tensor team now?
he's part of the Tensor team. You can click on him. It should be in his profile, Sheikh.
Yeah. Okay, so interesting. It's a major designing streetwear stuff. So founder of this, growing Solana NFT into a major asset class. Ah, interesting, interesting. Wonder what he's doing there.
Yeah, I'm not
Wonder what he's
quite
doing.
sure exactly what his role is on Tensor, but he is part of the team now, and I find that interesting. And obviously, he bought his Boogles. I find that interesting. Some of the people in Cyber Samurai also created the heist, so that's another interesting aspect to it. So it seems like their team is perfectly positioned. Now it's all about building up the project. You'll definitely end up holding this for about. I'll definitely end up holding this for about 2, maybe 3 months, which I'm perfectly happy with. I could see them going above 5 sol. So I'm more than happy to buy it sub 3.
Interesting take there. Now we have Svet talking about something called the CAC. Zircon, were you able to figure out what he was talking about? Making a new collection.
Cosmic Cape
Um,
Crusaders.
Oh, Cosmic. Okay. Oh, that's the nickname. Oh man, this whole time I was trying to figure out what he was talking about. Okay. So
However, that's a long ways away. I'm picking these up sub 0.7. I'm looking to accumulate just over 100. So currently it's at 1 sol. But the problem is there are a few selected whales in this space who are friends with John, and obviously people are active in chat. We know about what's coming with this project, and every time it gets close to my entry, someone sweeps it, and I know exactly who are these people sweeping it, and it's kind of annoying. And the problem is these are the sort of people who will not run out of liquidity. So
yeah.
we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I'm hoping to make profits off other plays and rotate those profits into Cosmic Gate Crusaders.
Now, Zircon, what project interests you right
Oh
now?
shit, Phil, I got one more, and I think you love this.
Yeah.
Actually, you'll really like this. So I was thinking about dilution the other day and thinking about, okay, so how do you capitalize on dilution? And it hit me. Claymakers. So I don't think Claynosaurus is the play. I think Claymakers is the play. Because you have all of this dilution that has come with all of these other sort of Claynosauruses that have been airdropped to people in different ways. If Claymakers can be used for all of those other collections, which are highly diluted, that means Claymakers is probably the play moving forward. As long as they don't do another Claymakers airdrop. So I'm going to wait a couple of months, but I'm watching Claymakers very closely.
So if Claymakers do what?
Yeah, so basically what's going to happen is Claynosaurus wants to reduce the dilution that has happened within their ecosystem.
Yeah.
So it seems to me that they'll be using Claymakers and Clay to do some sort of upgrade to the NFTs, which may also be able to be usable within the game. So initially there was like what, a 10k supply of Claynosaurus, and there was a 10k supply of Claymakers.
Yeah.
However, the supply of Claynosaurus has gone up because of all of these different airdrops and through this whole saga thing, etc., etc. That means there's more Claynosaurus than there are Claymakers. Therefore, if this art upgrade also affects the other Claynosaurus's collections, such as the one tied to Saga, etc., Claymakers could be the play here, rather than going
And that's
straight up for a Claynosaurus.
and this is basically like a speculation. They haven't confirmed.
Huge speculation, huge speculation. The main speculation is that they won't increase the supply of Claymakers. Also, you want to get the timing right for this because you might just end up holding it until Q1 next year or even late Q4. But also, if these guys actually hit their deadlines, you're going to miss the dip. So it's an interesting one, but I'm looking at Claymakers.
I mean, Zircon. I mean, what do you think of that? The playmakers and everything going on
That
with
sounds
Claynosaurus.
that makes complete sense actually. It's the if you think about the airdrops, the only one that might be burnable, let's say, it's Claymakers. And you can reduce the supply that way. It's a really interesting thing, and it can actually happen. So I would agree with Soul Investor here that it might be. I don't know if right now, but it might be an interesting play just to
Oh
check
man,
them out.
getting me the jitters. Giving me the jitters.
I
Ah
don't
man, you
think they're
got
going to burn the Claymakers. I think the Claymakers will be used to burn the clay, which will be used to upgrade the Claytosaurus.
well. I do know, and this is from my memory, is they once announced saying that the clay makers will basically be like destroyed or something besides the gold ones.
Oh, I see.
So like they'll be making clay and then they will just like somehow be removed in some way or fashion. This was like a tweet I would say maybe like 3 months ago, and right here like the clay started pumping. I'm sure this is when that announcement came in, and people were looking for the gold ones because that is basically infinite. Everything else is not. So interesting points. Is bringing me back to that tweet. I gotta find that tweet.
Yeah, sorry,
Um,
there's a question about clay in chat. So, yeah, it is true that you'll end up burning 3 clays. However, the reason why I'm not looking at clay is because even though the price is lower, the supply for clay is really high. And because of that super high supply, it can easily be dumped on. That's what makes it very, very tricky. I would rather go with clay makers because it's a lower supply, so it's slightly easier to trade.
Interesting. I'm gonna try to find that Claymaker tweet somewhere here. All right, Zircon. Is there one NFT besides like Claynosaurus or anything else that or even the ones that Soul Investor mentioned
Yeah.
that you're quite interested at?
One that I'm checking out, which is gonna be funny because I'm not a fan of casinos, is Soul Casino. Actually,
Oh my god.
because I've been doing some research and talking to a couple of friends that are holding since the mint, and it's kind of I don't want to say undervalued, but it's crazy. They've been dropping the rewards you get for holding and staking your Soul Casino are based on their token. But basically, you're there. They have been delivering one soul a week for the past, let's say, 2 months. So they have been consistent in their rewards for the holders with the rev share, and we saw a table comparing them with World Tools and a couple of revenue share, and they are overpaying in compared to other rev share things or collections. So I'm checking them out. I don't want to say I'm gonna buy in because I think 60 is still too expensive, but it's crazy how they have been
Crazy to
able
see.
to sustain everything for the holders. I really thought that they might be around 50 and that'll be like the ATH and drop down from there. But they keep climbing. They have already unlocked all the NFTs that were locked down on when they airdrop the 12. So I don't know if you guys remember, but once they minted out and there was a lot of thought around them, they basically let holders stake their NFTs for up to 90 days it was RNG, so you couldn't pick up which the lockdown, but you will get your 12 soul back from the mint. So if you minted one, basically you staked it and you get your money back. And they are already, I think this week is the final stage. And once this week is over, every single one of the holders that staked in day one had already unlocked their NFTs, and they haven't dropped the price, that which is surprising to me. I thought once they started releasing the NFTs, they would start dropping, because it's people that got their NFT for free, basically. But the consistent revenue share for the ones that stake it when the token was released and everything, I think that's what's holding the dip, basically. So I'm checking them out. I don't know. We made the math, and it was around 90 to 100 sold to make the equivalent to what Weird Tools is paying. But I don't want to say they're gonna get there like soon, or if they are gonna get there anytime. But it's that's the one collection that I've seen. I've been watching and I've been checking out that haven't seen many people talk about. Soul Casino.
Interesting. Definitely, Soul Casino was one that just kept popping out of my Twitter like this past week, and yeah, it's quite surprising to see them like just going up during this whole time frame. They just been moving, and right now they're currently at 59 Solana. Now, I am not a casino person myself. I don't really gamble or any of that, but it's one of those things that you just watch. You're like, man, maybe I should just one day be a casino owner. It just works somehow. Revenue is there. People gamble left and right. I hope I wish people don't do that, but people do it. It's it's their own freedom right. So there you go. Now, for me, the one I just really like to watch is called Mad Lads. Mad Lads. This thing has been actually dropping, I believe. Mad Lads is another project on the tech side, and I don't know if I can find it here. Mad Lads. Hopefully it pops out. And I guess it doesn't. Great. Just when I bring something out, it doesn't pop out. All right.
Oh,
I
you're
think
checking out.
there's a space. Oh, we also
Which
checking
one?
on favorites.
Oh, there you go. Oh, that's
There you
why. So Mad Lads right now, thanks. They're at 75 Solana. They've been dropping ever since they hit 95, and now they're at 76. The last time they were at 50, and then they pumped all the way to 88. But this project is basically Armani's baby. They are building a wallet slash executable NFT, which is like next level shit. one would say, but this guy basically describes it the best way possible. He's basically saying, you got your wallet, you got Gen 1 wallet, Gen 2 wallet, which is the Phantom, then Gen 3 wallet, which is the backpack, and then within Gen 3 wallet, you have the software that basically allows you to make these apps slash NFTs. And then it's going to come to mobile. And this is like the big thing, like everyone's waiting on right now. Is like, when is this thing going to become real? Like mobile slash NFT app where you could just like drop it to people and people can use it. And just like what Solana Legend says, backpacks apps are actually NFTs. And imagine every app on your phone was an NFT. You could airdrop your app to 100 million people or send a coupon to certain users. They bring the magic of smart contracts and tokenization of apps right here. And we played it. Everyone's played it so far. You could play music within this wallet, which is insane. Then it talks about how you can be using this on your daily lives. We're all waiting on right now. We're all waiting on this. We're waiting on the whole ordinal move as well, which hopefully backpack could take advantage of that. But that's what basically is what Mad Lads is. How do Mad Lads fit? Simply are a native collection of backpack. And this one, I mean, I would say this is like my favorite one so far on what's going on in Solana is Mad Lads. So that pretty much breaks it down on what's going on with them. And I am sure we're going to see something this summer with this team. They're quiet right now. They're quiet. Something's happening when people are quiet. But we'll come back and we'll see where it goes. Unless Solana goes up to like $100, all these NFTs are gonna go to like
Don't say
God
that.
knows what. God knows
Don't
what.
say that.
So that's the other risk is if Solana goes up and you have a huge bag of NFTs, they're gonna go down. Most likely down a lot. So the swing right there. But yeah, overall, a lot of things that coming out here and there. And any famous last words from Soul Investor?
I find your Mad Lads play to be interesting. I have a different opinion on it though.
Oh, go for it.
Okay, so they're clearly working on this whole Bitcoin ordinal integration. I don't know exactly how capable this team is in terms of speed. You talk about development. So I think the whole Bitcoin ordinals thing might cause a little bit of a pump and then it's going to reverse back. So my game plan with Mad Lads is actually to just wait, let the whole Bitcoin ordinals thing come out, let it pump a little bit, let it revert back. I'll probably wait about a month or two and then I'm buying in.
Interesting.
That's how I'm going to play Mad Lads.
I was thinking maybe for myself, I'm probably gonna get in, ordinal pump, get out, and then get back in.
Yeah, I think that's a fair trade.
Yeah,
You don't have to time it perfectly though, because
it would.
with royalties, it's got to pump then above like what 10% for it to be worth your while. And
Yeah.
so like let's say it dips 10%. Let's say you're buying now and it dips 10% or whatever. That means it's got to pump like 30% for it to be worthwhile. This is a problem with royalties to an extent. It makes it difficult to trade.
Yeah. It does for sure for certain collections if they have high royalty percentages.
Yeah.
But Zircon, any famous last words before we end?
No, nothing much to say. I'm just watching at again. I'm still watching at New Mints. I think we
Migos.
have. Oh, we have Migos. Oh, we completely forgot about Migos. We have the Millist dropped, and it's maybe one of the biggest news of this week.
That's like our first
I'm glad you
title.
bring it in.
Yeah.
Well, basically, you have the Millist where you're gonna be able to just submit your application and maybe get whitelist for Migos for maybe being or either a content creator or an alpha caller or whatever you are on the Solana space. You will be able to just apply and see if you can actually get your whitelist that way. So there's another way. That's a good thing about Migos that I really like. You have a lot of ways to get your whitelist, and you don't have to just be like a really connected guy on the space to get whitelist. You could get whitelist through the game. You could get whitelist through the application, through the whitelist spots that they gave to many projects. So there's a few ways to get the Migos whitelist.
And I guess are you still working on yours with the game?
I'm kind of. I think I might leave it just because I got to 150 like 2 days ago, and I was really happy. I was like, oh, maybe I will get my whitelist. And all of a sudden, I got like completely destroyed by tryhards on the game. So they sweat their way up. They are like at 500k, and I got like 250k. So they 2x my score. So I don't think I'm gonna get it that way, but I'm gonna still play because I enjoy the game. So I'm gonna play for fun.
Nice. We have the applications here for MeList. You can go on atlas3.io and we'll see how that does. So overall, I mean, thanks for watching and hope you enjoyed the show. Mint that like button, subscribe. We go live Tuesdays and Thursdays around this time. Hopefully we can bring some new guests, maybe one of Soul Investors' friends, and then we'll see where that goes. And yeah, stay tuned for the next show. Follow us below on our Twitter links. Peace.